Yeah, good morning. Good morning, everybody. So thanks for joining me. Um, if you leave a comment, I would be grateful. Hi, let me see who is this. Hi, Carson. Um, so today, honestly, I woke up and this is the question that I got from somebody. Um, they were asking how much do residents typically make, and as you all know me already, I want to put every information out there because it's good to know what you are getting into before you get into it. It's the best thing is to understand whatever you are getting into before you get into it. So when I woke up this morning, the question somebody asked me was, how much do residents typically make? Um, can everybody hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Thank you. Just let me know so that I know my microphone is working, my earbud is working. Can someone say yes? Can you hear me, please? Good, good. All right, you can hear me. Awesome. Yeah. So before I got into residency, this one of the questions that was always in my mind. Like I was asking myself, how much do residents typically make? And it's a legitimate question. So when I saw the person ask me this morning, I was like, okay, let me just take the opportunity because this morning I have some little time. Right now it's 15 minutes after 8, so I have some little time. So I'm like, hey, why don't I just make this little video and to answer the person and anyone else who might have similar questions, I'll be able to answer them. You know? So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Yeah. So residency, yeah, in the US, what happens is you are as you work, you are given some pay. I mean, it's not too much. It's just something for you to be able to rent a befitting apartment. And it depends on how you want to use it. Something for you to rent, something for you to be able to commute yourself to work. And yeah, and you might have some little change left. So when I began the whole process, of course, I heard different numbers. People were saying different things about how much residents make, and then you can use this also as a way to project your future and also plan for the residency. So typically, you will begin to hear about salary when you start interviewing with programs. So sorry, I have to eat at the same time, go to work, and make this video. So when I started my interviews, like as I said already, I interviewed with about 14 to 15 programs, and they were in different states all over the country. And residency pay typically depends on the state in which you are, and their minimum wage, and then the cost of living over there. So it's not like one pay for it's not like one pay for all the program. It will depend on the program you are in, and it will also depend on the city that you are living in. And so when I started interviewing with programs, at the point they'll bring you a whole brochure that has salaries stated in it. So then, yeah, I'm going to mention figures, of course. I have to mention figures, else this video wouldn't be um, a good one. So, so the least salary. I mean, I heard some good figures, and other than the salaries, like there are other incentives that other programs also give. So, for instance, um, there was a program that one of their incentives was that they were going to give an accommodation to half of their first year residents. So for the first year of your residency, they will ballot, and half of the residents will win a fully paid accommodation for the first year. And that accommodation, like they have an accommodation for the hospital, so they'll give that to them. And also the rest of them, they'll get half of their accommodation for the whole 12 months, which is really awesome. I feel like it's something that was really tempting. Then there was another program also, and this program is in Florida. If I remember the city, it's a Cape Coral. That's what this program was. And this program, per accommodation, they were going to give like they were going to give um they were going to give well, how much was that? They were going to give us like 1,500. And is it 1,500? Yeah, I think they were going to give 1,500 towards your accommodation. Like every you can look it up, but there was something like that. They were going to give a certain percentage, which is almost like yeah, I would say almost half of the your accommodation. So if you are renting and then you are paying say like a $1,500 or $1,500, then they were going to pay almost like 700. I think so. I think it was something like that, almost 700. It wasn't the full thing, but it is something to write home about, because currently in the program that I am in, you don't have much incentives. It's just whatever they pay you, and you don't have any extra incentives apart from books that they give you, which most programs give anyway. The mix up for the boards, which most programs give, resources that they give, and they also give you every year. They give you $1,000 for education, and improvement, and you have to manage that money for whatever you want to use it for. But you just have to bring a receipt to show that this is whatever you bought. So some people use it to buy laptops. You need a laptop in the hospital, even though the hospital has computers. But if you're moving around, you need to carry your laptop or iPad. Some people use to buy phones that would help them in the program. Some people used to buy books and subscribes. Some use it for research. Some use it to go for other conferences and all that. So, yeah, there are a lot of benefits. So when you are applying to the programs, just try to look at their benefit before you apply to um, the program. Now, let me come back to how much. Yeah, I will start from so the highest salary during my interview and was um 59,000. I mean that's the lowest salary. That was the lowest salary that a program told me. Out of the 14, the lowest was $59,000 for the year. That was the lowest. And so that 59, you can do the math, divide it. Yeah, I should start heading towards work. And if you're willing to go with me, I'll keep talking on the way, and then you can see my road to work. Um, so so it was the least salary was like $59,000. Yeah, it was $59,000. And so if you do the math, say let's just put it roughly at $60,000 for the year, right? So it's not 1 month. I'm sorry, it's not 1 month. It's it's like $60,000 for the whole year. So you want to divide that number by 12. Okay, you want to divide that number by 12, and that will tell you how much you will be making per month, right? And now the highest among the monies that I heard during residency, during my interview, the highest I heard was $72,000 for the whole year. And this 72,000 was in that Florida program that I talked about. So all of you can look it up if 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 incentives are important to you during your application. You might have family, you know, you might want to save, there are people who want to buy cars. I yeah, I for one, like I didn't have to buy you know like I had certain things already. Where's my car? Oh my god. Okay, all right. So let me see, let me flip this around so all of you can see my way. Good. So as I was saying, so that $72,000 that I heard about during my interviews. Yeah, and so if you do the math and then you divide it, you will notice how much it is. But say that 72,000 is not like it's you are not going to bring everything home. So just be careful because you are going to pay tax. You're going to pay tax out of that. Income tax is going to come out of that. You know that income tax will come, and in this country, tax is very important to the development of the country. So income tax will come out of that. Your state tax will also come. If you are in a state that pays state tax, then it's also going to come out of that. So you might end up not bringing that 72,000 home, but most of it is yours, right? Most of that money is yours. So just think about it. If if salary is important, there are some people who will say, "Oh, as for me, it's not about the money." Well, if it's not about the money, then I don't know. Um, it's about everything for me. You know, money is important. If you are working, you need to get paid as well. So that is also important. That's not a primary. Um, that's not the most important thing. I don't know where to place it. Yeah, that's not the most important thing, but if you are working, you need to be paid for it. So if that's important to you, those who have family and then they think that I'll need more pay, you want to look into these programs um, there, how much they pay before you do the application. Um, yeah, so 72,000 is the highest that I heard about. I think it might go up to $80,000 for residents. And also, every year, depending on the program, they have a raise. Um, it might go up a little bit, maybe like $1,000. You know, it might go up a little bit, maybe like just like $1,000 or $2,000, depending on your program. And yeah, so I hope this answers somebody's question. Um, just driving to work. Today is a good day for me. I don't even know if I'm late or I'm not late. Um, yeah. Okay. Let's go. Let's do it.
Let me see if I have some comments here. Okay. Okay. So someone said, um, "Oh my God, I cannot answer comments right now. But let me switch back. Cannot read comments right now. Multitasking and driving is not safe." Yeah. So as I was saying, it can go residency pay can go up to $80,000 for the whole year. And yeah, now the question is how much is paid in my program. That was how the person put the question. How much is paid in my program? Yeah. In my program, to put it straight out there, if you want to come to my program, in my program, it is it is $100 shy of $60,000. Okay, it's $100 shy of $60,000, and out of that, I pay about $200 for insurance, right? My health insurance, dental, vision, medical. I pay about $200 for that, and that $200 is biweekly, and that is typically how we pay for insurance in the U.S. It's biweekly. Anything you are paying, you pay, and then because the salaries come every 2 weeks, right? So it's biweekly. So if you divide 60,000 um, by 12, you'll have a rough figure of how much I should be taking. But on paper, it might look like that, but actually, it's not like that because Medicare will come out of it, income tax will come out of it, and also state tax will also come out of it. My insurance will come out of it, and what else? There are some things, maybe some kind of subscriptions and all those things will all um, come out of it. And then if you're someone who also has your personal insurance and all that, they will all come out of it. So um, just just to say that it might look like this is the figure, but it's at the end whatever you take home is nothing. And it's good that it is we receive salaries on bi-weekly basis. So every 2 weeks you get a little bit. So if you divide it by 1 month for those whose countries pay by monthly, then you can divide that into two, and then you will have a rough figure of um, how much you take home every 2 weeks. Yeah, so it's every 2 weeks that we receive pay, and typically from my own experience, it's like the first 2 weeks pay is for your rent. That's how it looks like. Almost everything is going to go into your rent. Okay, let's go this way. Let's do this. Okay. Okay, so almost everything is going to go into your rent the first 2 weeks, and then the next week it will also go into other things. So you end up with nothing. Let me not scare people, but you end up with zero. I remember my first week, like my oh no, my very first month when I started. Like I think I've received two paychecks or two paychecks already. Maybe the next one will be this week. Two paychecks already, and typically like there's nothing left. Maybe those in programs that pay better will have something left, but there is typically nothing left. Nothing left. It's just something to support you. There's nothing left. Nonetheless, when attendants have they have a better pay. They negotiate better, and they make more money. So attendants. So after all this, when we start working as independent doctors, when we become board certified, and then we start working, then it's then that you can actually um, yeah. I hear people talk about different ranges of salaries from, and then all like all the salaries are not fixed. I hear people talk about $250,000. Some say $400,000. I even spoke with somebody on Saturday who said one of the residents, he's Hawaii. He said like his boss even like he works like two jobs and makes like $1 million per year every year. That's what he said his boss said. So I feel like it's not fixed and it's whatever way you negotiate or wherever you find yourself. That's what will determine how much you are going to make. And in the U.S., it's not the government that is paying the doctors. Typically, it is the hospitals. I think it's only the residents. It's only we the residents that government is paying us, but um, generally it's not. Government does not pay health workers. It's the hospitals that have their own financial system that pays them. Government may subsidize and send in some money to help, but especially during the COVID time, but typically it's the hospital. So if you find yourself anywhere and then you can negotiate for a good salary, it might sound, somebody will say, no, it's not true, like nobody can take this amount of money as an attendant or as someone who has not specialized, but a there could be someone who is who after internal medicine did not do fellowship. Then another person proceeded to do cardiology, and they might end up to take the same pay. It depends on wherever you find yourself. It depends on whatever way you negotiate. And there is someone who, when they are going to find a job, they negotiate for the salary. Somebody also negotiates with salary and at the same time, because someone might be working for um, for maybe 20 weeks in the whole year and make 250, and another person is working for maybe 40 weeks in the whole year and making 500. So if you look at it from that perspective, you might say, "Oh, I know someone who is an attendant is making 250," but you don't know how many hours he works in a day or in a week or in the whole year, how many weeks he works for that facility. So it's never fixed. It's never fixed. At least that's what I have gathered so far. It's never fixed. Um, because I have an attending who makes good pay, works less, and then I also have someone an entry level an entry level a new physician, who is negotiating for almost 500,000. So it all depends. In that new position, I don't know what is like whatever he's negotiating for or in his contract, whether he's going to be working like a horse or like so it's never fixed. There's nothing fixed. Um, Let me flip this around. Still, I'm still on the way going. Yeah. So basically, my home is like 12 minutes from my workplace, from my hospital. So every morning I just drive around here, and this week I'm going late because I'm working in the clinic. I'm sorry, I worked in a clinic last week. This week I'm on ambulatory rotation, and we are supposed to report at 9:30. So and right now it's 8:36. As you can see, it's 8:36 right now. Yeah, it's 8:36 right now. So um, I I'm just trying to go a little bit early. I'm so punctual. I like to go to work early, so I'm very punctual at work. I'm 1 hour ahead of time already, even though I'm leaving home late. So typically, when I'm working on the floor, I leave home at 5:45, and then by 6 o'clock I should be at work. But and then when I'm working in the clinic, since work begins at 8:30, by 8 o'clock I should be there. And mostly depends on I look at the patient load for the day, and then know like I think I went off for a minute. So yeah, as I was saying, I look at the patient load, and then that tells me how much time I need to. I need to um, review my patient chart, and then that determines how soon I have to be at work. Um, Today I'm driving all of you to my workplace. So that is that is experience. I think that should be a motivation for um, some people as well. It's very doable, you know. It's very doable. All of you studying for step one, step two, just take it serious, and soon you'll all be at this level. Let me go in front of this car. Okay. All right. Thank you. Um, yeah, it's very doable. Yeah, yeah. So all of you studying, just keep studying, keep pushing. I started with step one without even seeing myself here. You know, I didn't. I was just taking it day to day at the time. I didn't know exactly what the future held was holding for me. Um, but here I am. Um, when I'm going to work, I can call myself a resident physician, and no more studying for step one or step two, step three. So almost there. I'm just like 2 minutes away from work. 2 minutes. It's a very beautiful environment here. Like I love the environment. The trees all over. Like it is beautiful. It is beautiful. The environment is so cool. And when I got here in summer, like you could still find ice on the floor, which tells you how cool the environment is. Very beautiful. Trees all over, all over. Yeah, it's very beautiful here. So those of you who want to come to Maryland, to come and do, um, yeah, somebody is saying 200 is crazy. For yeah, yeah, someone saying 200 is crazy. Yeah, 200 is crazy. So personally, I don't even look at. Yeah, I mean, 200 for insurance is crazy. Yeah, um, and you know, for my house insurance is very good. Versus when I stopped working and I wanted to do my private insurance, I think I was going to pay similar amount, but I would have been paying like $500 for the month. So I went a number of months, maybe like a year without health insurance because I wasn't working. So how could I afford health insurance? So I waited until I started this program so I can use their insurance to do my annual physical, and if I need to treat. Luckily for me, I'm not sick, so or I didn't fall sick within that time. Yeah, but health insurance is very expensive in America, and I mean health delivery is just fucking expensive, like stupidly expensive in America. Yeah. Um, so um, yeah, so I waited for this program to use their insurance, and the good thing about my program is that on top of this insurance, like if I use, say, I fall sick and or I go to any um, primary care provider, which I'm yet to get one. If I get go to any of them, and once they are within the the same insurance, if they are like they have the same insurance, they work with the same insurance company, or they accept the same insurance company, that is they call it in network. So if they are within the same network, then the insurance pays apart from my little copay that I might pay for some of the services, they take everything. But that is not a good thing. The best thing is that if let's say I fall sick and then I'm treated in my hospital here, yeah, I'm here already. If I go to my hospital for treatment, they they end up treating me for free. Like I don't pay anything out of pocket, no matter what treatment is it. I don't know about major surgeries. I don't have that now, but mostly I'm going to get free treatment, and that covers my. If I have children, if I have a spouse, it covers them as well. So it covers everybody, which which is really awesome. Yeah, we are to work. We are to work. So this is the workplace, and where's my is the workplace. So I am yeah. So here, so technically, usually this way I'll park. You all can see physician parking there. This is our emergency. This is the emergency center here, and today I'm going to the other side. So usually I'll just pass here and go inside. But today I'm not here, so I'm going to the tab right here. Yeah, Sarah going. Oh, yeah. Just trying to be punctual today. Very beautiful environment for that, yes. And this is okay. Yeah, I'm glad all of you are staying to watch this. It looks like people are really keen on like knowing the some details, you know. Um, yeah. This morning I'm going to the same lab. And I don't know exactly what I'm going to do there, but that is where I am assigned today. So, where is it? So I put my position thing on it. No, it's working for me. Good. Okay. Um, okay, let me park under this tree. There we go. All right. Okay. So now I can take some few questions if anybody has any question for me this morning. Is there and someone said and there is tax? Yeah, of course there is tax. There are a lot of taxes. The tax is ridiculous. Like it can feed somebody in my if your tax alone can feed somebody in some other countries. That's ridiculous. Yeah. Um, yeah. So I've just now arrived at work, and I hope this topic is helpful to someone who wants information as to how much physicians typically. I mean, we residents. typically take. It's gonna be anything from 55,000, including taxes, up to like 80,000. It doesn't matter the program because I look at surgery programs and all that, and they all take almost the same. Only thing is like every year it increases by like $1,000. So if you are going to be in your program for 7 years, then you might end up, maybe you start from 75,000, you might end up in maybe close to a little above 80,000 or 90,000. But then after you graduate and you are searching for a job, then that is dependent on you to say, okay, I'm going to choose this job because the salary is better. I'm going to negotiate for this other job because the salary is better. You know what? Let me start going there so that just in case, I don't know if I'm late or not, but I don't think I'm late. Yeah. So typically, when I get here in the morning, to position this one. Good. Yeah.
Yeah, so I am ready to go. Identify yourself. I'm ready to go. In. Okay, let's do this. All right. Okay, so I'm just showing you around. Those of you who are interested in applying to my program, the name is GBMC Hospital. You can look it up. GBMC Hospital. It's, it's right here. You can see it on the wall. Greater Baltimore Medical Center Hospital. Yeah, that is how it is called. So those of you who want to apply to my program, you can read about it and submit your applications. It's really IMG friendly. I'll say that about it. It's IMG friendly, and 90% of us are IMGs. 90%. So if you're looking for an IMG friendly program, you want to apply to GBMC Hospital. Good. Okay, so I'm inside, so I'm going to end the call here. So today I'm in the simulation center. So I'll talk to all of you later. Okay, thank you. Bye.